She said the words, and just like that, your world cracked. No warning, no fight, just quiet, devastating certainty. I don't want to be married anymore. And now you're standing in the ruins. Confused, angry, numb, not sure what to do or who to be next. Let me be clear. This isn't about saving the marriage. It's about saving you. Because when a man tries to save the marriage, he compromises. When he saves himself, he builds again. You're not here to beg. You're here to reclaim. So if she's gone or going, here are 10 things every man must do to come back from the edge. Not for her, for you. If you've ever stood in that silence, where love used to live, this might be the only map you need. 1. Let her go fast, clean, no games. The hardest thing you'll ever do as a man is nothing. Not chasing, not negotiating, nor long emotional speeches. Just letting go. You think holding on is a strength, but sometimes the strongest move is release. Dragging it out won't save the marriage. It will only stretch the pain. She made the decision long before she told you. In whispers you ignored, in silence you misread. The connection died quietly, and by the time she said the words out loud, she had already mourned it, already moved on emotionally. You're not in the same place. You're just starting to bleed, but she's already begun to breathe again. Don't fight for the illusion. Don't cling to the ghost. Let her go. Quickly, clearly, without games. Not because you don't love her, but because holding on will destroy you. It will chip away at your dignity, corrode your clarity, and leave you blaming yourself for something you didn't break alone. Letting her go isn't giving up. It's choosing you. Because the moment you stop trying to get her back is the moment you begin to get yourself back. Let the lawyers do their job. Let her write her story. You focus on the man in the mirror, the one who deserves peace again. And remember this, it's not the heartbreak that hurts most, it's the slow disintegration of who you thought you were. But every ending is also a reset. You're not here to preserve something broken. You're here to become unbreakable again. 2. Walk 5 miles every day. Right now, your mind is chaos. You're drowning in questions, memories, what-ifs, and why-nots. Every room in your home feels like a war zone of emotions. You need oxygen, not answers. You need motion, not meaning. You need to walk 5 miles every single day. Not to lose weight, not to impress anyone, but to regain command of your inner world. This is not a casual stroll. It's not about music or your phone or distractions. This is about you, your breath, and your pain. Moving forward, step by step. Let your legs do what your mind can't. Keep going. Let the rhythm of your pace reset your system. Let the fresh air clear your lungs and your perspective. Do it before the world wakes up, while it's still dark, while the streets are quiet, because in those early hours, you'll hear something you've been missing, your own voice. Some days you'll cry. Some days you'll walk in silence. Some days your body will ache. But keep walking, because grief, left still, become poison, and motion slow, intentional daily motion is how men recover. Think of this walk as your ritual, your rebellion, your way of saying, I may have lost her, but I'm not losing myself. You're not walking away from your past. You're walking toward your new self. Every step is sacred. Every mile is medicine. And 5 miles a day might just save your life. 3. Lift heavy, train hard, with purpose. You're carrying a weight right now. Not in your hands, but in your chest. The anger, the regret, the shame. It's sitting on you like bricks. And the only way to move it is to move with it. Start lifting. Not just weights, but responsibility. Ownership, intensity, rage channeled into resistance. 3 to 4 times a week. You step under that bar and remind your nervous system, I'm not broken, I'm rebuilding. You don't need fancy programs. You need structure and sweat. Each rep isn't just about muscle, it's about momentum. Every time you push that weight, you push your story forward. Out of pain, out of paralysis. You'll want to skip. You'll want to stay in bed. You'll feel like a fraud on day 1. Go anyway, because this is where the fire restarts. Keep your rest short. Keep your focus tight. No phone, no chat, no mirrors. Just you and the war inside you. Push it, pull it, drop it, pick it back up again. Let your blood circulate. Let your sweat mean something. Because physical strength brings back psychological clarity. And clarity is what you need right now more than comfort. You're not training to look good. You're training to feel human again. This isn't gym therapy. This is ritual, and it works. Because when your body gets strong again, your mind remembers it's allowed to stand up too. 4. Cut the poison. Sugar, booze, television. When your soul is bleeding, your instincts will lie to you. They'll whisper, just eat something, just pour one drink, just scroll a little. It feels harmless, even deserved. But that's how the bleeding continues. Sugar offers comfort, then spikes your insulin, crashes your energy, fogs your mind. Alcohol blurs the pain, then amplifies the sadness, disrupts your sleep, delays your healing. Television fills the room but leaves your spirit hollow. You think you're coping. You're actually drowning slowly. Here's the rule. If it numbs you, it's stalling you. If it distracts you, it's weakening you. So cut it. No sugar. No pastries. No soda. No nightly pints of ice cream. Your body is already under emotional assault. Feed it real, whole food, lean protein, vegetables, water, simplicity, no booze, not even just one to take the edge off, because that edge is where growth happens. You can't numb the pain and process it. Pick one and kill the television. Seriously. Cancel the subscription. Remove the remote from reach. You're not healing if you're sedating yourself with reruns and noise. You need silence, stillness, reflection. Not another episode, another headline, another night, pretending you're okay. If you need sound, listen to an audiobook. If you need escape, go outside. If you need comfort, talk to a brother. You're not in recovery mode. If you're still feeding the thing that's killing your fire, this is the hard line. You're either healing or you're hiding. 5. Sleep, like it's your full-time job. Sleep won't feel productive, but it's the foundation of every ounce of progress you'll make from here on out. Right now, your nervous system is in overdrive. Your thoughts don't rest. Your cortisol is through the roof. Your emotions are like landmines, hidden, volatile, unpredictable. And nothing resets all that like consistent, deep, uninterrupted sleep. 8 hours, minimum, no compromise. Sleep is when your brain files the trauma, when your heart softens just enough to feel again, when your muscles repair and your testosterone begins to recover. Without sleep, you'll reach for sugar. Snap at people you care about. Second, guess yourself when clarity matters most. So build a new nighttime discipline. Turn off all screens at least 1 hour before bed. Read, stretch, breathe, reflect. Be in bed by 9 p.m. if needed, not because you're weak, but because you're ready to rebuild your life. Mornings after 8 hours of sleep feel different. You think clearer. You walk taller. You're more present. Late-night loops don't bring healing. They bring self-destruction disguised as reflection. The next best decision of your life will not happen at 1:37 a.m. when your mind is racing and your chest feels empty. It'll happen after a solid rest, a clear sunrise, a body that feels like it belongs to you again. Sleep is not a luxury. It's survival. So guard it like your future depends on it, because it does. 6. Hydrate like you're training for battle. Most men ignore hydration because they think it's soft advice. They'd rather push through than pause for water. But dehydration, even mild, mimics anxiety. It clouds your thinking, slows your reflexes, amplifies stress. And right now, you need every edge you can reclaim. So here's your new baseline. Drink more water than you think you need. Every day. No excuses. Start the morning with 2 big glasses before coffee, before movement, before thoughts. Add a pinch of sea salt if needed. A squeeze of lemon. Whatever keeps it clean and simple. When you're hydrated, your entire system works differently. Your joints ache less. Your muscles feel fuller. Your skin looks less beaten down. Your brain clears just enough to hold one focused thought instead of 10 competing ones. When your lawyer calls and your ex texts and your emotions flood you all at once, hydration is your internal shield. It's a signal to your body. I've got you. I'm taking care of us now. Drop the soda. Drop the alcohol. Don't reach for caffeine when your head aches. It's usually dehydration in disguise. This isn't wellness talk. This is battle prep. Your body is the ground zero of your healing, and the bloodstream is the battlefield. Flush it, fill it, respect it. You're not just drinking water, you're choosing discipline. In the smallest, most powerful way possible. 7. Eliminate noise, reclaim stillness. Most men don't realize how loud their lives have become. Not just the television, the podcasts, or the endless notifications, but the constant hum of distraction masking pain with noise. After divorce, silence feels like a threat. So we turn on the television, open YouTube, scroll the feed. Not for pleasure, but for anesthesia. But here's the truth. You cannot heal in chaos. You can't think straight when your mind is being pulled in 100 directions every 5 minutes. Start simple. Turn off the television, cancel cable. Unplug the background noise. And when the silence comes, don't run. Breathe into it. Let it make you uncomfortable. Let it surface the feelings you've been avoiding. Because clarity doesn't come from podcasts. It comes from quiet. From listening not to influencers, but to yourself. Rearrange your space. Move the furniture. Create a corner without screens. Make the room reflect the man you're becoming, not the one who used to need constant distraction. Start making silence your daily ritual. 5 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at night. No music, no notifications, just you and stillness. At first, it'll feel foreign, then familiar, and eventually sacred. Because in silence, men reset, men rewire. Men remember who they were before the noise told them who to be. You're not running from life. You're reclaiming your mind. And when your world gets quiet enough, that's when your soul starts to speak. 8. Talk to God even if you don't believe yet. This isn't about religion. This isn't about joining a church or quoting scripture. This is about reconnection to something deeper than your pain. After heartbreak, many men fall into a quiet spiritual crisis. Not just, why did she leave? But, what does any of this mean? That question can crush you or awaken you. So start here. Talk. Out loud. Every day. While walking. While shaving. While driving. No script. No dear God if it feels fake. Just honest speech into stillness. Say what hurts. Say what confuses you. Say what you miss. What you want. What you don't understand. You don't need theology. You need honesty. And something happens when you stop thinking and start speaking. Your breath slows. Your mind quiets. Your emotions finally release, not explode. Call it God. Call it the universe. Call it your higher self. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you remember you're not alone. And the moment you speak into that stillness, the moment you admit you can't carry all this by yourself, a space opens up. Not for answers, but for alignment, for peace. You don't have to believe in anything fully yet. Just be willing to believe that something beyond your pain is still holding space for you. This isn't weakness. This is wisdom. And when men begin to talk to something beyond themselves, they begin to return to themselves. 9. Speak only to men you trust, no emotional spilling. There's a storm inside you and it wants out. You want to talk, vent, cry, unload. That's normal, necessary even. But here's the difference between healing and leaking. Healing is intentional. Leaking is chaotic. You don't need to tell everyone how you feel. You don't need to explain yourself to people who can't hold it. Don't confide in your soon-to-be ex. She's not your emotional home anymore. She's not your sounding board. She's not your safe place. Don't pour your grief into your mother. She'll absorb it and hurt for you. Mothers feel, but they can't ground you. And never post your pain online, no matter how tempting it feels. Social media is a megaphone, not a mirror, and you'll wake up with regret when the dopamine fades. So what do? You find one man, maybe two, someone who's walked through fire and didn't collapse, someone who listens without judgment and responds without pity, someone who says, "Here's how I got through it," instead of, "I can't believe she did that." Men don't need sympathy in pain. They need structure. You need someone who can help you sort your mind, not soak in your sadness. Because emotional spilling feels good for a minute, but it drains your masculine center. Intentional brotherhood, that refills it. You don't need many. Just one man who sees you and reminds you, you're not crazy, you're just bleeding. This is how men heal, not by shouting, but by building with other men who've already rebuilt. 10. Build something that's yours in secret. After divorce, most men feel like they've lost everything. A home, a family, a future they built in their minds. But the truth is what you lost was shared. What you build now can finally be yours. There's something powerful about creating in the middle of chaos. Not to distract yourself, but to reclaim your fire. So build something, anything. It doesn't have to be grand. It just has to be yours. Quiet, intentional. Outside the system that collapsed. Write, restore furniture, fix up an old motorcycle, start a small business on the side, plant a garden, learn woodworking, flip books, sell firewood. Doesn't matter. What matters is that your hands create something real while your heart repairs. This isn't about income, it's about identity. You were once a husband, a provider, a protector, and now that role is gone. So who are you now? The answer isn't in words. It's in action, in waking up early and building something with quiet conviction. You don't need applause. You don't need permission. You just need a reason to show up every day that isn't tied to her, or the past, or the pain. And the best part? No one needs to know. Not yet. Because this, whatever you choose to build, is the first thing in a long time that belongs fully to you. And from that, self-respect is reborn. So here you are, maybe still shaking, still raw, still looking at the wreckage wondering, what now? Let me tell you something most men never hear after divorce. You're not broken. You're reforging. Yes, something shattered. But beneath the pain is a man who hasn't been this honest in years. A man who finally stopped pretending, stopped compromising, stopped dying slowly in the name of keeping things together. Divorce didn't end you. It ended a version of you that needed to die, so something stronger could rise. You've walked through 10 hard truths, letting go without begging, moving your body when your mind wants to collapse, feeding yourself like a man worth nourishing, sleeping like a warrior who needs strength, cutting the noise, facing God, choosing wise counsel, creating something that belongs only to you. That's not recovery. That's resurrection. You may still have nights where you miss her, still hear her voice in a memory, still question if you could have done more. But now, you'll meet those moments with silence, not self-blame, with breath, not begging, with purpose, not panic, because this isn't the end of your story. It's the return of the man inside it. If you made it this far, tell us below. I'm not here to save the marriage. I'm here to save myself. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to be fast. You just need to keep moving forward one clear step at a time. She left. But now, you're coming back.